Fueled by constant innovation and driven by a relentless pursuit for economic excellence, China is increasingly playing an important and influential role in the global economy. With a population of 1.3 billion, China is now the second largest economy in the world. Deciding on an effective strategy to assimilate into the seemingly impervious fortress that is China's vast and complex business network poses an onerous challenge even to the most veteran of business leaders. Now into its third year, the Future China Advanced Leaders Program is a comprehensive course that aims to equip business leaders with an insider's perspective on key elements that shape China's unique business psyche. To deepen ties with Chinese stakeholders, it's imperative to have an in-depth understanding of its cultural, historical, political, social and economic paradigms.
我觉得这10几年来，尤其中国崛起之后啊，我觉得最深刻的印象几方面吧。一方面呢，就是说这个人的这个思路都继续的在改变，而且呢，这个政策也在改变。所以呢，如果要成功的在中国经商的话呢，那就必须要不断的去学习，继续不断的接触，才能够跟上这个快速前进的步伐。
China's Western Development Strategy is the key focus of this year's Future China Advanced Leaders Program, as China intensifies its efforts to develop the Western regions in 9 major fields, including infrastructure, urbanization, and ecological protection.
If you can see, last year's GDP for Chongqing was 12.3% and for Chengdu was 10%. So I see the opportunity in these two cities as latching on the government's thirst and eagerness to attract foreign industries into the two cities.
虽然我本身对中国有一定的了解，不过中国是一个地大物博的国家，你越来越知道，你会越来越觉得不了解中国，要完全了解中国是不可能的。不过最重要的就是要避开那个了解误区。
The 2014 Future China Advanced Leaders Program marked the start of their lifelong journey to better understand and connect with China, thereby placing them on the fast track to business success in this complex market.
So discovering China is particularly important because I manage an Asian equity portfolio, and China is the largest part of the universe, and it's growing at an increasing rate. So by understanding China better, it is easier to predict or anticipate what the market participants are likely to do.
Economic and political situation in China developing so fast that you cannot afford not to being updated. This course provides a really unique opportunity to look at China from different angles.
During the first week of the program, participants came under the tutelage of a distinguished panel of acclaimed experts from various fields. These illustrious individuals shared their personal insights on pertinent issues related to doing business in China.
This Future China program is a specially designed program for people who has the interest to either first enter China today or actually re-enter China, and based on the last 10 years experience or so. So for myself, I am actually here for the NS program in order to get an update of why things are changes the way it changed in the past 10 years.
This Advanced Leaders Program, ALP, helps us to create a framework for us to better understand China. The elements covered in this course also I think is very relevant. It helped me to be able to better communicate with my clients and of course understand the Chinese people better.
I believe that what I have exposed in China is probably I would use a term called bottom-up approach. The Future China Advanced Leader Program basically taught us from a top-down approach. With our initial experience in China and the experience given by Business China, it then allows us to see China at a wider perspective of this country.
This course allows us to benefit in 2 areas. One is to understand the culture, the diversity of China. And of course, the other more important one is actually that allow us to build our network, and the networking is actually very wonderful.
Establishing trust and building personal relationships are an important part of doing business in China. Having a profound understanding of the Chinese culture is a vital step towards successfully penetrating the China market. In the second week of the program, participants embarked on an experiential journey led by Business China Board of Director, Senior Minister of State for Trade and Industry and National Development, Mr. Li Yishan, together with Minister of State and Prime Minister's Office, Mr. Sam Tan, and Parliamentary Secretary for Social and Family Development, Ms. Lo Yanling. They visited the cities of Shanghai, Chongqing and Chengdu to broaden their understanding of Chinese business customs and culture.
The China visit was distinctive because we were following the Singapore government delegation led by SMS Lee. And I think that opportunity was unique because I did not have such a opportunity to be able to interact with with three of our very important government leaders. So I think those opportunities were very important because again, going there and having the opportunity to meet them might be a bit difficult. So now that you have an understanding at a personal level, I think it opens up the door.
The trip is actually very useful, okay, because you get the rare opportunity to participate in a lot of activities. Number one is you do government-to-government courtesy calls. Number two, you get to see some of the business initiatives, in particular the joint Singapore and Chinese local government initiatives. So Business China has allowed me to build a very strong support network in China, okay, and has made a lot of friends for me as well.
本来我是中国人嘛，对中国了解的也不是说非常深刻，但是通过这个课程以后，更加了解目前的中国。我的最大的收获就是通过上这个课，认识了新加坡的一帮精英。更重要的是呢，可以近距离的接触了我们的部长，能看到部长，还可以跟部长交流，每个部长都非常亲切和蔼。
Participants were given the invaluable opportunity to gain deeper insights into the intricacies of Chinese culture through hand-on activities, including calligraphy, poetry appreciation, and tea appreciation sessions.
We learned about Chinese calligraphy, learned about wine and tea appreciation, and even attended some cultural shows in China.
I found it as a good way for me to be able to talk to my Chinese counterparts about cultural aspects, because these things are soft aspects, so it's a very good way to link, to have a connection with them, and also improves my understanding of China and indirectly the way they do business. It will help a foreigner going in there to be able to understand these aspects.
The Future China Advanced Leaders Program also provided unrivaled access to influential Chinese business leaders and key policy makers, an exclusive feature that's unmatched by other executive programs.
Modern China is evolving very quickly and it's also very dynamic at the moment. But let's not forget that China's history and culture goes back a long way, back from ancient China. And it flows right into everyday life of the Chinese people. So things like guanxi is still integral to business dealings in China.
Chinese actually believe in building a long-lasting relationship before they actually start the business transaction. So in order for the business to grow and to last, you need to maintain a very good and close relationship with them so that future business transaction with them will be smooth sailing and future business for us will grow as well.
Essentially, guanxi involves building a network of relationships which can be used for both personal as well as business purposes.
To further broaden their business networks, participants were also given the opportunity to interact with business leaders and entrepreneurs from the Advanced Leaders Program's alumni.
It is immensely experiential. The network, the friendship that I made in this program is something which I think will take me a long way.
I will say that ministers or our board of certain board members that during this trip,
in China that we really enjoy the time together, and we really have the confidence with them leading us through this journey.
In the last week of the program, participants consolidated their newfound knowledge and insights to fine-tune their business strategies in China.
Before we started the course, I thought I have a bit of knowledge about China. And now that we are finishing the course, actually I find that I know nothing much about China. There are a lot to learn because this course is very comprehensive. It has a lot of breadth and a lot of depth.
I have attended various trade missions before, and I would say ALP has one of the best contexts in terms of understanding China.
The program itself provides a very good platform for participants, and I think that there are a lot of thoughts put into the development of the program, especially in terms of the immersion program in the market. So people actually has a better appreciation of talking to officials, talking to the industry practitioners, as well as the academics. So it provides a more holistic kind of learning for everybody.
I feel that I have gained a lot from this course. So I think this course will benefit people at all levels.
它让我们在一个很轻松的环境来学习，而且当然是还有很多朋友嘛，我们交流的那些思想，还有生活历练，我觉得这些都挺好的。
I would say that nowhere in the world where you have this kind of course, where you can actually meet government officials in China and to facilitate business dialogues with key business leaders in China.
The dynamic in this course, to be honest, has been the best of any course I've ever attended.
It's very well organized. The organizer has basically thought of all areas that they need to cover. They emphasize a lot of relationship building, and basically this is really what doing business in China is about. 1C.
When we talk about business in China, we associate with China. We associate with bilingual, biculture, and then most importantly is that the curriculum, the service, and everything, we felt that it's of a very high level.
What I really love and I really learned, that's a kind of joke, but anyway, that's Yamsei tradition. That's my favorite.
This course gives you almost the entire China presented on a plate right there in front of you.
Business China, Future China, Nanyang Business School, 赞!
The 2014 Future China Advanced Leaders Program was a rousing success and an enlightening journey for all participants. And we hope that this voyage of discovery would set the stage for more exciting business opportunities in China.